What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you with another one. And this one is one of the greatest rappers of all time. Point blank, period, end of story. Busta Rhymes just came forth to talk about a health scare that he had. And I want you to take this serious, people, especially black men, because black men do not take their health seriously. So let this be a lesson to you. And that's what I'm trying to do when I put videos out of here. Maybe just teach somebody something. If you can learn a little something from it, then that's all a blessing. So let's get right into what Busta Rhymes had to say about one of the biggest health scares he had in his life. And let's hope that this does not happen to you, that you can learn from this story. And then this is the way that you can get past this story. You know what I mean? It goes like this. This is what he says real quick, and I'll wrap it up in a nutshell and everything else like that. He says, I'm in the car and I go to sleep and I'm snoring crazy. And it gets to this point where I'm trying to inhale and I'm not able to inhale, says the rapper. My son got so scared that he spoke to my security about this fear that he had. My son was so scared of how he was going to hurt my feelings by having this conversation with me directly that he had to tell somebody else to tell me. And that shit fucked me up. I just felt like I was letting my son down. And I felt like I was letting a lot of people down. Now, that's one thing that people, especially people of color, have to get over. And that is being fearful that if you tell somebody something, that they're going to be mad at you for telling them that truth. Speak your truth no matter the consequences. That's how we make a better nation. You can't just get scared of something because you think they're going to take it the wrong way, or you think they're going to look at you sideways after you tell them it. If it's for their best interest and you're a true friend or a family member or truly care about that person, then you should be able to burden that on your back. You should be able to take that and hold that down no matter what the consequences from that is. That even goes to if you know your man's lady is cheating on him. Sometimes you gotta let him know. But as we go on, this is what Busta says. At one point, Busta weighed in at 340 pounds. And the MC said he recognized that his vices and bad habits contributed to his rapid weight gain. Then his doctor told him that Busta had also developed polyps in his throat. I'm like, you need to tell me what the fuck you seeing. I need to hear what's going on, he told his doctor. He says, your polyps grew so big that it blocked 90% of your breathing passage. And if I send you home tonight and you sleep under the AC and catch a cold, and that last 10% of your breathing, passengers gets blocked up, you're going to die. That moment was an emotional wake-up call. I just started crying. You know, Busta Rhymes came out with a new album. You know what I mean? This came out with a new album. He talks about this on the Messy Truth show with Van Jones. You go check that out, the whole interview and everything else. He just came out with a new album, and I think the new album is great. If you haven't listened to it, definitely go check that out. But listen, this is what it is, people. If that did not happen to him, if his son had not had that conversation with his bodyguards, if Busta would have just neglected his health and let his weight go the way it went, he had no idea that 90% of his airway was blocked due to polyps. 90%. He was going through his life every day, living his life like everything was all good. And truly, this was what was inside of his body. A deadly silent killer. And we may not even have Busta Rhymes right now if he didn't get that under control. And he got that under control. He got his weight down. I don't know if you've seen Busta. You can see him in the picture recently. He got down from 340, got his weight down. He's in good shape and everything else like that. And that's what y'all people need to do. You know, don't think about it just for you. If that's not enough, you know, if it's not enough for you to do it for yourself, think about who it affects if you die. Thinking about your kids that are left behind. Thinking about your sister or your mother or your father who has to deal with everything when you're left behind. People change when people die. My family's never been the same since my father passed away. Never. And my dad passed away from diabetes, right? So these are things that you don't want to put that burden on your family members. If it's not enough for you to love yourself like you should love yourself, then love those family members who have to go on when you're gone, who have to live with every day the feeling, could I have said something to him? Could I have done something to save his life? Think about those people. If it's not good enough to think about yourself, when you should just be able to think about yourself, you should be able to say, you know what, I love myself enough that I want to live long enough. You know, I just went through a recent situation with my mother, you know, and she had polyps under her armpit due to breast cancer that she had to get removed. And she didn't want to go and get that taken care of. And I told her straight up, I will drag you to that hospital if I have to. I will have my sister come down there and drag you to that hospital if I have to. Stop thinking about yourself. Because she was saying, I don't want my hair to fall out. I don't want these things to happen. Stop thinking about yourself. I said, what about Marcellus? What about your grandchild? Don't you think he deserves to have his grandmother in his life? And it was me saying that to her that got her to take the steps to do it. She's done the surgery, and she did surgery, and it was so little and it was done so well that she didn't even have to get chemotherapy after that treatment. All she had to do was take some antibiotics. But what if she didn't do that? What if she just let it go? You know, my mother could be seriously ill right now. So that's what I'm saying. If it's not enough for you to do it for yourself, do it for the people who have to bear the burden of your death for the rest of their life. That's what you should think about. And I want to, you know, commend Busta Rhymes for coming out and putting that out there and stuff. And yo, health, especially dealing with weight, is a changeable thing. Unlike women, you know what I mean? Us men, we have a benefit that if you really want to change your body, you don't have to go under the knife. You really can just work it out and exercise and get that body that you want. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting the body I want, and I'm not doing it for anyone but me, because I want to feel good about myself when I walk around. That's why I work out, and that's why I do what I do, because I just want to do it for myself. I want to be around as long as I can. I want to see my daughter's life. I want to see exactly what happens in their life, and I want to be there for them as much as possible. So, yo, once again, big up to the God, to the dragon, the dungeon dragon, Busta Bust, for putting that out there and letting us all share in his story. And make sure that you subscribe to this channel. I'm doing an interview with the one and only Akinelli tonight. If you have any questions that you want to ask one of the most sexually charged rappers out there of all time, put it in the comment section. Queens Left Rack represent. Truly appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe and click that bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this. Please spread this across the realm. And please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.